or we can start the AGM.
Good morning, everybody.
Very good morning. I can see quite a few new faces today, so I'm sure they are our esteemed shareholders or their authorized representatives. Good to see all of them here. So I think we can start the proceedings of the AGM today. Harish Kumarji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I extend you all a very warm welcome to this 17th AGM of National Commodity and Derivatives Exchange Limited. As you are aware, the country is in the grip of COVID-19 pandemic for the last 6 months or so. And in view of the relaxations granted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs because of the prevailing pandemic, this AGM is being held through video conferencing and other audio-visual means. The members may note that pursuant to MCA circulars dated 8th April and 13th April 2020 on holding the AGM through video conferencing or other audio-visual means, all possible efforts have been made by the exchange to enable members to participate in the AGM and vote on the items being considered in the meeting. I would now like to introduce all the directors on the board of the exchange who are present here. Let me look around and, we have Dr. Ashok Gulati, Public Interest Director. Then we have Mr. Ashish Bahuguna, again a PID. We have Mr. Venugopal, B. Venugopal, nominee of LIC on our board. Mr. Jajodia, he is a PID again on the board. Mr. Prem Kumar Malhotra, a PID on the board. Then we have, let me look around, and yes, Mr. Srinath Srinivasan, he is on the board and he is representing in Oman India Joint Investment Fund. And of course, we have our MD, Mr. Vijay Kumar. Please point out if I have missed out anybody. I am mentioning the names of those only whom I can see on the screen here. And we are also having with us Mr. Atul Rungta. He is the Chief Financial Officer of the exchange, and Mr. Harish Kumar, Company Secretary, to help us assist in this meeting, conducting this AGM today. So if anybody, if I have introduced everybody, I think we can move on, to the next item on the agenda. So I think except Mr. Rakesh Kapoor, all other directors on the board are present in the meeting here today. And he could not attend because I believe he is a nominee of the IFCO and he has his own board meeting today around the same time. So there are members or their authorized representatives all are present in the meeting through video conferencing or other audiovisual means. I would now request the shareholders who are attending this meeting or their authorized representatives who are attending this meeting to kindly introduce yourself and also mention the organization that you're representing. So anybody can make a start. I think if I'm
Vivek Tandon from IFCO.
Okay, you are attending.
Hi.
Very good.
Yeah, hi. This is Devanshi from NSC.
Very good.
This is Girish Nadkarni from InvestCorp.
Okay.
This is Abhijit Ghosh Dastidar from LIC.
Okay.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is. Go ahead.
Dilip Kadam from NABARD.
From NABARD, okay.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Anugrah from InvestCorp. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Anybody else who left out?
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Avinash from NCDEX.
Okay. So if anybody is still not introduced himself, please do so. Otherwise, we can move on to the next item in the agenda.
Vishal, you may please introduce.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I did. Vishal Verma from Oman India Joint Investment Fund.
Oh, great.
Okay. Saurabh from Canara Bank, could you please?
Mr. Saurabh from Canara Bank. You are not audible, Mr. Saurabh.
You are mute, sir.
You are in the mute. Your audio is muted.
Hello. Yes, sir. I'm from Canara Bank, sir.
Okay, good, Saurabh. Good, welcome.
We also have Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary from PNB. Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary?
Welcome,
Yes.
Mr. Chaudhary.
Good morning, myself Sandeep Chaudhary from Punjab National Bank.
Okay, welcome to this AGM. Anybody else, Harish ji?
I think everybody has given the
Introduce himself. Okay. It's about 11 a.m. and the necessary quorum being present. I declare the meeting open. All the statutory registers as required under the Companies Act 2013, the auditor's report, the secretarial audit report are available for inspection. The members can inspect the same by sending an email from their registered email ID. The shareholders may recall that SEBI had directed the exchange to freeze voting rights and restrict entitlement to any other corporate benefits, including dividend over and above 5% of the paid-up capital of the exchange of two members, namely IFCO and Oman India Joint Investment Fund. Initially, this freeze and restrictions were till compliance with the SEC Regulation 2018 for a period of 9 months, beginning May 5, 2019. Thereafter, SEBI, via its letter dated 5th February 2020, extended the timeline for compliance to August 3, 2020. Yet again, SEBI, via its subsequent letter dated 9 June 2020, further extended the timeline for compliance till the initial public offering of the exchange. In case the two members are not able to offload their shareholdings through offer for sale in the IPO, an additional time of 3 months has been accorded to them for complying with the said SEC Regulations 2018. This extension is with condition that the other directions shall remain in force till compliance of all the SEC Regulations 2018. Accordingly, in order to give effect to the said SEBI direction, the exchange will conduct voting at the annual general meeting through poll. The exchange has appointed Messrs. U. Hegde and Associates as a scrutinizer to conduct the polling process. Further, in terms of Article 105 or the Articles of Association of the Exchange, the chairman of the meeting is required to appoint two scrutinizers to scrutinize the votes cast in the poll and submit the report thereon. Of the two scrutinizers appointed under this article, one has to be a member, not being an officer or employee of the company, present at the meeting, provided that such a member is available and willing to be so appointed. In order to ensure two scrutinizers for the poll process, the exchange had requested the shareholders to act as a second scrutinizer. However, no confirmation has been received from the shareholders so far. In view of the same, I request one of the members present here to give their consent to act as a scrutinizer along with Messrs. U. Hegde and Associates. So would anybody like to volunteer to be the second scrutinizer as per the requirement of Article 105 of the Articles of Association of the Exchange? Anybody? It's a routine kind of a thing. Please raise your hand if anybody is willing. Otherwise, we can go without that as well. I believe that there's a provision for that also. Okay, it looks like nobody is interested in being the scrutinizer. So I'll go further in this. Since none of the members have agreed to act as a scrutinizer, the report of the scrutinizer will be signed by Mr. U. Hegde and Associates only, and the same shall be noted in the minutes of the meeting accordingly. With the permission of the shareholders, I take the notice of today's meeting as read. The next in this in the process of AGM is my speech, which I am starting now. Ladies and gentlemen, I think there are no ladies here. Are there any? Okay, gentlemen,
Yes,
once
sir.
again, I extend a very warm welcome to you all to the 17th AGM of your company. The past few months, as you know, have been a period of stress, both globally and India, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I do hope and pray that you and all your near and dear ones are safe and in good health. The annual report of the year ended 31st March 2020, along with director's report and the audited financials of the company have already been circulated to you and would be taken up for consideration shortly as per the items listed in the agenda of the AGM. For the financial year 2019-20, the standalone profit after tax was rupees 4.86 crores, while the consolidated profit after tax was 8.46 crores. The year 2019-20 saw the commodity derivatives ecosystem witness the advent of instruments such as indices for the first time. Framework for options on goods was also put in place by the regulator. Institutional participation from mutual funds and alternate investment funds was also seen in the markets. The broadening of bouquet of products and advent of institutional participation is a step forward towards deepening participation in our markets. The year also saw the exchange file a draft red herring prospectus with the Securities Exchange Board of India for a fresh issue of up to rupees 100 crores and offer for sale by the shareholders. The said draft red herring prospectus was taken note of by the SEBI, and the company has the option now to launch the IPO and OFS any time till April 2021. The subsidiaries of the exchange, namely NCCL, National Commodity Clearing Limited, and NERL, National E-Repository Limited, continue to perform functions that were earlier done with the exchange in a more focused manner, as well as building upon them as opportunities emerge. This approach has helped improve service delivery for retail and institutional participants in the ecosystem with positive customer feedback on the same. NCCL, regulated by SEBI, provides clearing members improved services for risk management, clearing, and financial as well as fiscal settlements of trades. The regular supervision over storage of agri commodities at a network of warehouses operated by third-party service providers helped in successfully delivering over 6,31,309 metric ton with a value of rupees 2,684 crores for the period from April 2019 to March 2020. Another subsidiary, NERL, regulated by WDRA, is scaling up the use of ENWRs as the best mechanism for farmers and FPOs and traders for the storage of goods, accessing credit from over 20 banks, and establishing linkages with national marketplaces as well as our own exchange. NERL has issued 1,17,317 ENWRs during FY 2020. With the support of our subsidiaries, channel partners, and the wider commodity ecosystem players, the exchange has continued its dominance in agri-commodity derivatives space with over 80% market share in open interest. We continue to focus on the mission of integrating the farming community with the derivatives ecosystem through farmer-producer organizations. As you may be aware, the government has re-emphasized the importance of FPOs and announced a target of setting up 10,000 FPOs by the year 2023-24. Close to 100 FPOs have already used the exchange platform, and we, along with our group companies NEML and NERL, steadfastly maintain our focus in creating awareness among this community. Another subsidiary, NEML, NCDEX E-Markets Limited, has played a crucial role in the past year in helping NAFED procure record quantities of pulses and oilseeds. Through these operations, about 0.9 million farmers are getting remittances directly in their bank account. The year also witnessed many challenges. Government agencies have increased participation in the commodity markets, but have not yet commenced participation in the agri-derivative markets. Besides policy advocacy, the exchange is also involved in contributing to policy formulation towards a broader use of these instruments by the government and its agencies. The impact of the pandemic on the wider economy is well known. However, I do see pandemic as a pivotal event which has led to far-reaching reforms in the way fiscal markets function with the passing of 3 legislations pertaining to Essential Commodities Act, contract farming, and transaction of farm goods outside APMCs. The NCDEX group is well equipped and ready to take up the opportunities that would open up with the unshackling of the agrarian economy through aforesaid legislations and other policy reforms the government may announce from time to time. I would like to place on record the commendable efforts and commitment shown by the NCDEX management and its employees in ensuring seamless operations during such trying times as COVID. Thank you all for supporting NCDEX and making it convenient to attend this meeting today. Please take care and stay safe. Thank you. With that, we come to I have been given a script. I am following that script. Okay. So next is, I hope you, with the permission of the members, I now take up various items listed in the notice of today's meeting. And I hope you all have received poll paper sent on your registered email ID. The members may note that MCA circulars mentioned earlier also state that in case the counting of votes requires time, the said meeting can be adjourned and called later to declare the results. Hence, I request all the members or their authorized representatives to send their votes on the poll papers to the scrutinizer immediately after the item listed in the notice has been taken up. This will enable the scrutinizer to declare results quickly and will also enable us to complete the meeting without adjournment. I would now take up the items listed in the notice one by one. The first item in the agenda is regarding adoption of audited financial statements of the exchange, both standalone and consolidated. Director's report, auditor's report for the financial year ended 31st March 2020. With your permission, I take the audited standalone financial statements, audited consolidated financial statements, director's report, and the auditor's report thereon as read. There are no qualifications, observations, comments in the auditor's report on standalone or consolidated financial statements or on secretarial audit report or corporate governance report. Shareholders may kindly seek clarification or offer comments if they have any on these statements and the reports that have been placed before you. If anybody has to seek any clarification or make any comment on the audited financial statement, both the standalone and consolidated, or the auditor's report or special audit secretariat audit report, kindly feel free to articulate your concerns or comments. If there are none, then we can move ahead and put the resolution to vote. Now somebody has to propose the resolution and another member has to second it. So how do we go about it, Harish Kumarji?
Any of the shareholders can propose it, and it will be seconded by some other shareholder.
Yeah, NSE can propose it.
Okay, and somebody please second it so that we can then consider it.
Yeah, InvestCorp is seconding it.
Okay, thank you so much. Members may kindly cast their vote in the poll paper emailed on their registered email ID.
So, sir, the members can cast their vote once all 4 agendas are done. We have circulated poll papers already. So they can send the email to Umashankar Hegde, who is our scrutinizer here today.
So you have given their email ID of the scrutinizer to all the shareholders?
Yes, sir, we have given that.
Good. So whatever formalities are required, please brief the shareholder, their authorized representative, so that they can carry on accordingly.
Sure.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda pertains to declaration of dividend for the financial year ended 31st March 2020. The Board of Directors has recommended a dividend of 5%, rupees 0.50 per equity share on the equity share for the financial year 2019-20. The record date for declaration of dividend is proposed as September 25, 2020. Shareholders may kindly recall that last year also the dividend declared by your company was the same, that is 5%. I now put the resolution to vote. One of the shareholders have to propose it and another to second it as per the requirement.
Sir, Canara Bank is proposing this.
Okay, good, thank you. And anybody please second it also.
Vishal, I think you proposed, you seconded, but you were not audible.
Okay. Mr. Vishal Verma has seconded, so we'll note it accordingly. Now, members may please cast their vote in the poll paper emailed to you on your registered email ID. The third and the next item on the agenda is regarding reappointment of Mr. Srinath Srinivasan, DIN 00107-184 as director, subject to approval of the SEBI. He is a shareholder director representing Oman India Joint Investment Fund Management Company Private Limited. Mr. Srinath Srinivasan, whose tenure has been the longest, is retiring at this AGM by rotation. Being eligible for it, he has offered himself for reappointment. I now put the resolution to vote. One of you have to propose and
Yeah, InvestCorp is proposing.
Okay.
IFCO seconded.
Okay. So members are requested now to cast their vote in the poll paper emailed on their registered email ID. We move on to the next agenda item, which is pertains to corporate social responsibility activities to be undertaken by your company in the financial year 2020-21. As the members are aware, certain companies that satisfy the stipulated conditions are required to spend 2% of average net profit of the last 3 years on CSR activities. As average net profit of the last 3 years, in case of our company, is in the negative, we are not legally required to incur any expenditure on CSR activities in the year 2020-21. However, with a view to mark its presence and not to withdraw from CSR activities completely, the governing board has proposed to spend rupees 25 lakhs on CSR activities in the year 2020-21. This amount is proposed to be used for distribution of gravity separators and moisture meters to certain farmer producer organizations and resource institutions in Madhya Pradesh. Since the exchange is not required as per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 to incur any expenditure on CSR activities in FY 2020-21, the proposed spend of rupees 25 lakhs will fall under section 181 of the Companies Act, which pertains to contribution to bona fide, charitable and other funds. As per the said section 181, prior permission of the shareholders is required if a company wants to contribute to any bona fide, charitable and other funds, and aggregate of such contribution in a financial year exceed 5% of its average net profits of the 3 immediately preceding financial years. Since 5% of average net profit for the 3 immediately preceding financial years has a negative balance in our case, the exchange requires shareholders approval for incurring proposed expenditure of rupees 25 lakhs on CSR activities in the year 2020-21. So now I put this resolution to vote, and one of you have, if you agree to propose it, and another who agrees to second it.
Oman India.
Or if you want to have any issues or question, we can discuss that as well. Is anybody going to propose it? Propose this resolution?
From Oman India, can you hear me? Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, we would like to propose this.
Okay. And then another member has to second it also.
IFCO seconds it.
Okay. Thank you. So members to cast their vote in the poll paper email on their registered email ID. I request all the shareholders and their authorized representatives to email their duly filled and signed poll paper to the scrutinizer on his email ID umashankar.hegde@gmail.com. I believe this has already been conveyed to you by the company secretary separately.
Yeah, you may please email your poll papers to him so that results can be declared in time.
I now request the scrutinizers to count the votes cast by the member and declare the result. In the meantime, I would request Mr. Vijay Kumar, Managing Director and CEO of the exchange, to brief the shareholders on the performance and developments at the important developments at the exchange. Mr. Vijay Kumar.
Good morning, dear shareholders. Agricultural policy in India is seeing bold and sweeping changes, all for the positive. As Dr. Ashok Gulatia, leading economist and a PID on our board, put it, the sector is seeing a 91 equivalent moment referring to the year that brought significant liberalization to the industrial and services economy. So we are really at the start of changes that are expected to propel agricultural marketing and changes to the supply chains that will provide opportunities for a more transparent and a more market-led environment. The recent laws and amendments passed by Parliament are already witnessing a reduction of fees at APMCs in many states, and even more importantly, the removal of physical and documentary barriers to both trade as well as the smooth flow of farm produce across the country. The amendments to the Essential Commodities Act have exempted value chain participants as well as key crops from its ambit. This will attract investments in the supply chain by a wide variety of firms. This is important as we shift from historical shortages in the country to surplus production in most crops. The government is aiming to encouraging farmers to increase their focus towards the oilseeds crops instead of grains, where we are producing surpluses consistently. This will help lower the country's dependence on edible oil imports, where we currently import 70% of our requirements. There are, of course, more changes required and possibly forthcoming. Among the most important are the increased use of direct benefit transfers to farmers instead of product-specific subsidies. This will supplement farmer incomes and enable better market-driven planting and input decisions on the part of the farmer. The use of the derivative markets for price protection using put options, which were introduced recently on NCDEX by farmers through farmer producer organizations, is one such mechanism that is being examined. A direct subsidy towards the premium for the purchase of a put option by multiple agencies, including the government, will enable market-driven price protection for a wide cross-section of farmers. Your exchange continues its leadership in the agri segment with an 80% market share, despite the entry of at least one stock exchange that has launched competing futures contracts in this segment. We have taken proactive measures on transaction fees to maintain strong revenues even when market conditions have seen ADTV trend lower. We've also managed costs very actively across NCDEX as well as its subsidiary companies. We're all going through turbulent and unprecedented times. The pandemic has impacted every facet of the economy in ways unforeseen and to an extent unprecedented. We are more than 6 months since the day we first went into a lockdown. During these months, the exchange has migrated its business operations to function in a manner that reduces the presence at the workplace as much as possible, while at the same time ensuring 100% uptime. While this has been a challenging period, the streamlined processes and dependable systems and networking infrastructure has helped us maintain availability for our clients, both in terms of the financial networks as well as in terms of the physical delivery ecosystem that one of our subsidiaries, NCCL, handles. The financial year 2020 has been unprecedented in terms of both the challenges as well as the opportunities presented to the ecosystem from multiple fronts. I would like to therefore appreciate the role played by our partners in this journey, our trading fraternity, warehouse service providers, repository participants, as well as the farmer producer organizations who have stood with us during this journey. Your exchange has invested time and efforts during the past year to onboard a newer set of participants, as well as design products which can serve diverse needs. We have seen mutual funds and alternate investment funds begin participation in our markets, and their entry would certainly transform the quality of participation in these markets because they bring strong research-based intellectual capital to their decisions in these markets. The exchange has designed products such as indices, which attract a different set of participants looking to diversify their portfolio. The regulators also issued norms for options on goods as an instrument with a view to increase participation. Futures trading has been introduced in 3 additional commodities: bajra, paddy, basmati, and moong during FY 2020. A broader bouquet of instruments and commodities and a diversified set of participants would add multiple dimensions in the participation at the exchange. The exchange has continued to maintain its market share, and this is no achievement considering the advent of competition. The pandemic has no doubt had a negative impact in the agri ecosystem. The impact of it was felt sharply in the participation levels on the exchange as well. However, things have improved and we are positive that the future will be brighter. We continue to maintain our sharp focus on integrating farmers with the exchange ecosystem. The regulator has significantly bolstered this initiative by waiving regulatory fee and permitting utilization of the same to encourage the participation by farmers and farmer producer organizations in agricultural derivative markets. The government too has emphasized the importance of FPOs through its target of setting up 10,000 FPOs with a budgetary provision of about 4,500 crores. During the year, the exchange has further strengthened linkages with newly registered as well as existing active FPOs. A cumulative of 260 FPOs representing over 5 lakh farmers from 13 states are connected with the exchange platform. During the year 2020, your exchange filed a draft red herring prospectus, and as we are aware, we will look at a suitable time for the public offering. We're confident that your exchange and the NCDEX group is well positioned to play a pivotal role in this transformation. Thank you.
The next is the scrutinizer has to declare the results.
So we are waiting. Inputs from Mr. Girish Nankani and NABARD.
Okay. So kindly send your response as early as you can, so that the scrutinizer can declare the result.
In 5 minutes, I am sending.
Okay. You can, Mr. Vijay Kumar, continue your speech if you want to fill the gap. Okay.
Sure. I'm happy to. So just a couple of things, I think, for shareholders who are looking at these financial statements. So one of the things that we'd like to sort of highlight, in case it is, it's because it isn't very apparent from the financial statements, is that because we have split the company into multiple companies, NCDEX into NCDEX, NCCL, NERL, and also within NCCL, the SGF, the financials and the flows of both revenues and expenses that earlier were all flowing through NCDEX now flow in each of these different entities. So at a group level, the flows in the SGF, for instance, which is the interest and the penalties that flow into the SGF, do not show themselves in the P&Ls of the exchange as well as NCCL. And so, for instance, in the current year, if you look at the group financials, that profit after tax of 2 crore, profit before tax of 2 crore 40 lakhs is without considering the flows into the SGF, which are about 40 crores for the current year, for the year ending March 31st, 2020. So historically, these interest and the penalties that flow into the SGF would have flown through our P&L and would have been taxable. So I think one of the good things about the SGF now is that these flows are neither taxed, but I think the point is that they don't appear through the financial statement. So of course, this is consistent with every other exchange and clearing corp, but because we have transitioned from being an exchange only to setting up a clearing corp and therefore shifting it, now this will be a consistent thing. So when comparing these numbers with previous numbers, I think shareholders might want to just keep that in mind. So that's just something that I thought I'll flag. And in future, as this amount keeps accruing, because this is a continuing process, that fund is currently, we built it up to 200 crores, and a lot of it has been funds flowing from NCDEX to that, to the SGF under the clearing corp. And so I think as the SGF builds up, that amount is going to keep growing. I think currently it is about 14 crores on account of interest, and in most years we've seen a penalty of about 6 crores or so. This year it's been larger, but the point I'd like to make is that will be a different entity and a different PAN number, which is protected with a tax shield, if you will, for the credits that occur in that entity.
So your Mr. Hegde would be getting in touch with us, Harishji.
So we have received the polling papers from all. He's just collating it. It will take a few minutes more.
No issue. Okay, fine. Fair enough. No problem.
ये आपने नव किसान भेज दिया है? अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है। उमा को भेज दी? उमा को भेजा आपने? ठीक है, मैं देखता हूँ। ठीक है, ओके।
I think Mr. Hegde is on the screen also now. Mr. Hegde, can you hear us?
Yeah, sir. I can hear you, sir. Very good morning.
Okay, so
Yeah.
have you
received from all the shareholders?
Okay, just compiling.
Now hereby declare that all the resolutions have been duly passed with unanimously.
Very good. So all the resolutions have been duly passed.
Unanimously.
Very
yeah.
good. So so these results would also be made available on the website of the exchange. With that, the proceedings of today's AGM come to an end, and I thank you all for having attended this meeting, and I declare the meeting now as closed. Please take care and stay safe in these difficult corona times. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Chairman, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman, thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you all the shareholder directors and all the management, Vijay Kumar ji, Atul, and Harish Kumar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.